Hello, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Manosphere Show of the Week. This is Kev, and this is BMBBH, the host of Smoke Show Sundays, of course, on this channel, uh, and various other forms of content. But for those of you whose first time is here on this channel, you can do yourself a huge favor that you didn't know about before you started watching to hit that subscribe button. Okay, enough about me. Shout out to the content creators that hold the Black Manosphere Show of the Week down regularly. Those content creators are the Roger Report Live, LAR Movement, Mr. Z, Black in Effect, Black Mind, and of course, myself. And also, shout out to the content creators who also one shot the Black Manosphere Show of the Week. Yeah, who are always welcome to get back into the rotation at any time, which is also open to other Black Manosphere content creators. As it is not an exclusive thing to the aforementioned content creators. And a special shout out to the detractors of the Black Manosphere. Yeah, you're doing a special favor for us. Your hate, your drama-filled diatribes, and your scathing reactions to our content is definitely helping to feed our collective energies. So I will call that a win. I will call that an emphatic W. And a special shout out to all of my subs, live viewers, watching in real time, and of course the replay gang. But this is a pre-recorded one right here, so I can't respond to you in real time, but feel free to interact in the chat, as you are always welcome to that. And kudos to my channel members for your support from month to month, and for those watching who are not members yet, you can become a member of the channel for $2.99 per month. My channel members are D. Scott, Greg, Aaron Peters, Phil Brad, Zentober, Tail Toya, Indigo Flow, Gold Professor _Gold P _GP, D Rock Den, and American Negro. Thank you very, 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 very much. Now, let's begin. Something that I will always continue to emphasize to the point where it's pretty much the theme of this channel. I am your everyday black man. I'm an everyday black man. If you believe something is extraordinary about myself or any of the other guys who are in the Black Manosphere, then you can go right ahead and believe that. But it's all the same with you and me. We're all alike in certain ways, in other ways that we don't. But I will always support the importance of the black man's voice, whether anyone can believe what that voice is being used for or not. And you're always open to be on the opposing side with sensible and reasonable talking points of your own, as you are all open to that, because we all have the same right in privilege, which really is provided by the platform itself, to deliver content in our style. And just because we have the ability to do that, we have access to that, it's game on when you get out here. We have people that don't like to compete, but that's just not the way life works out. And it's at any level, at your jobs, on the basketball court, for those of you who are active. People like to play chess. We got some video gamers. It's an iron sharpens iron situation. And the effort being made to hinder that, is very, very weirdo shit to me. Just saying. But it used to be a time with that, when those who hated us, being black men, because this is who this is about. Those who hate us go far and take extremely unnecessary steps to silence us. That reason makes it so much more important. Yeah, there were plenty of black men at one point that were getting killed for speaking out freely. Yeah. Things that supposedly people kind of whine about today. The fact that others hate freedom of speech. If you don't like it, you can't go live somewhere else. That's what the trade-off is. You get to have your voice if you want. And some of those people are black men who also have the right to express themselves, but also have the right to be answered. It's how things work. So for the importance right there is that there were men that were getting killed because of this shit. And it doesn't seem like it's a huge problem anymore, unless, of course, it's not like the government is putting you in an oppressive state in 2023. It's the truth of the matter is, you get to say what you want to say. You have to be responsible with it. You can't incite people to do things that will bring harm to others. That's unacceptable. We knew who we knew who targeted us at one point. We at one point we were sure about that, and now, hey, we still kind of know. It's just that they got skin like me. Some of them skin a little bit lighter, I would say. But this is what I try to get you guys to think about. It's like, if you get to say what you want to say, other people can say what they want to say too. So there's no use in complaining about that. Just talk to the person. Mention them 1,000 times and then trying to make it into some type of debate war and everything. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of counterproductive. You up here talking just like everybody else. But black man, that's important though. Not just like that kind of weak shit in 2023. That's easy to bypass. Like dudes online yapping and screaming about, oh, these dudes talking about this, these dudes talking about that, why. That shit's easy to bypass. But there were men who had to work their fingers to the bone to get a message out there. There was no internet. None of that shit. And they had the scrutiny of a system that let a person, based on the color of their skin, completely free for killing you. Many of which died before they seen any justice. You think those 5 or 6 old white men who got arrested for certain murders, like Brian De La Beckwith got arrested when he was really old, when the murderer of Medgar Evers? They don't get them while they're young. They get them when on their way out. They still get to have full lives. All because of a voice. Using your fucking words. Words have power. The power to move nations. The power to move a crowd of maybe 15 people, One is enough. One is a fucking privilege. Think about that. But we black men we're just interesting people. That's it. We're just interesting as fuck. And there are some people that kind of makes a little insecure. I mean, you, the viewer, decide who those people are. But please just try to think about, do not leave certain other people out. I'm talking about as far as demographic, race, gender is concerned. If a person assumes something and they're wrong, they are free to look like a fool. That's why I'm being a little bit vague. You have to give the adults a chance to figure things out for themselves. It ain't all about me. It ain't all about you. It's about everyone present. But the thing is, there are certain things that can't be helped. Like us being black men, and we're always in the spotlight. Just notice it throughout throughout even the mainstream media. We're always in the spotlight. There's a black man always in the spotlight, and it's had a reverse effect. It's like you guys believe that these black men have sold out. It's a bombardment of hatred. We have these narratives like this whole this Illuminati thing, and some of that shit do look crazy. The way that a lot of that shit was pushed, as far as the tinfoil hat conspiracy thing. But I would think about it one or two ways. The things that I could obviously see, yeah, there's some kind of ball club shit going on with them. But number one, what am I doing for myself? That was one important thing. Number two, it just showed me is it just the same hatred of black men that we always see? We always see it, our trend dies out in a heartbeat for a lot of for the detractors of jealousy. That's what I would call them, the DOJ, the detractors of jealousy. Yeah, like think about it. MC Hammer was popular at one time. All of a sudden, everybody turned against him. Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince was hot at one time. As far as their popularity. And, eventually everybody would turn against him. Every black man ever. Think about it. Is one black man leaving here clean? I mean, Denzel. But, people are like, Training Day, shot in the ass, blah, blah, blah. Dude, really ain't nobody thinking about that. They just are proud of the man. Shoot. just wherever you think about that world, yeah, it's very weird. There's some high level shady shit going on, but is it that, or is it just more just another form of hatred for anything black men do? The insecurity of not touching the level of people like that because they have so much money. I'm not saying that's the way that all of you feel. I'm just saying that's the way it is. It shouldn't belong to a black man. We shouldn't be the best athletes. Shoot. And there are many black minds that you guys don't know about or care enough to do some research on, which is pretty sad, I would say. You just go to the people who you want to go to and say, hey, that's them, that's them, that's them, that's them. We're just interesting folks. My advice to people to whom that bothers is just be interesting. Be an interesting person. Be someone who is willing to do what it takes to captivate the hearts of the people who watch you, because that's what you want. And if it doesn't happen before you're pushing up daisies, then you got to think about it like this. There are millions upon millions of people throughout history that didn't happen for either. You just be another one. Aren't we all? Think about it. just do what you tell other people to do. Go outside and touch grass. Yeah. Enjoy your life. So, yeah, just saying what the situation is. People pay that much attention to what black men are doing on a day-to-day basis. It ain't gotta be other races. Why aren't just, black folks is important to you? And when everybody goddamn know when you talk about a black person, what you're talking about. And it ain't, the one drop rule. You know what a motherfucking black person is. Some of you niggas just don't want to admit it. Some of you females don't want to admit it. You know what a black person is. You got to make that important enough. But see, the thing is, black men just, we're able to captivate other groups of people, whether by a positive virtue or by a negative stigma. And both make you motherfuckers jealous. Because what we even did as black men and a culture is that we turned hate into something good. Yes, turn hate into something to celebrate. Turn it into something that can be a really effective talking point when you refer to yourself, when you're having your bravado episodes. Haters and lovers are fully aware of the power of our voice. See, even some haters that are black men, they are fully aware of the power of their voice. If you have to do a co-op, a full-blown conspiracy to take somebody out, then that must make that guy an important mother sucker. Fully aware. You can't handle it yourself because when you get that power in your hand, you go crazy and then you just immediately throw it away. And you're upset with the men, the black men that can handle that power. Is it getting to point B? That's a question for those of you who are watching live. Is it getting to point B? Or is it how you got to point B? Is that matters? Think about that. What is your answer? Getting to point B or how you got to point B? Some of you are trying to figure out another way without looking like a black man. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy. An obvious black man, just don't want to be one. Oh man, it's nothing is important that's tied to my skin color. I'm rawly pissed. That kind of thing. It's a lot of power in it. And you don't want to associate it with being a black man because guess what? That lets other black men in. Meaning that, your little HNIC complex is bullshit ineffective anyway. See, there's bullshit ineffective and bullshit ineffective anyway. That's the other one is like when you tried it time and time again. Again, some people can't handle the power and the potency of a black man's voice. Especially those who are not black men. Okay? I know it intimidates. Why are people so intimidated by a black man's voice? That so much that they have to, and I'm just talking about in correlation to what goes on online and on social media that they have to use all these words in order to clarify how unbothered they are by a group of defeated people who they refer to as us black men. Yeah, and the funny part about it is people, black folks, some, not all, you know how y'all like to do. And when I say not all, I mean like there's like a 95-5 ratio. And that's being very fucking generous. 95 y'all with the bullshit. And then people are going to ask, Kevin, where you get that stat from? And then my answer to that is my head. Just like you get everything you fucking say from your head. Motherfuckers are so. Yeah, but yeah. You know, if you can't handle the power, you know, you can do. Here's what you can do. You can shut the fuck up. You know? you can shut the fuck up and let others do it. Don't, like, you know, I don't have to mention other people. I don't have to. That's not the bulk of my content. There are some people like that out there. And guess what? They have the freedom to say all that stuff. Let me see. Look, we as black men, and you know, I've accepted this. You know, it's up to you. You want to accept it too. And really, as black people, melanated, diaspora, ADOS, whatever the fuck you put on a government document when you put under race. Some of y'all starting to put rather not say, and motherfuckers can clearly see it. Shoot, you know how y'all check out the race on the government document? Some of y'all be trying to creep down a Latino. Now, inch back up to black. Stop that shit. I got 5% Colombian. Come on now. How you know? The weave I wear is from Colombia. Like, you get all the way the fuck out. Yeah, that was a joke. So, kind of. But, you know, we as black men and really black people as a group, as a culture. Because, you know, I know some of y'all like, there's no culture. This is for the sake of discussion. For the sake of monologuing. We shape the culture, and that can be quite imposing. Especially inside the group. That can be quite imposing. That right there can be something that people will find very, 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 I don't know. They can be very taken aback by it. This is just something that, something that I find interesting, and that's why I use my voice. That's probably one of the most basic reasons why I do YouTube. It just is. It's not like I'm trying to be an antagonist or anything, but there are certain answers that I want to find. And maybe I'll run across the right person one day that can give me that answer. See, that's what, for me, for Kev, for this YouTube channel, Black Men Being Brutally Honest, that for me, that's why I do the smoke show. Because I want to find that answer one day. Everybody ain't got to say the same thing. Everybody ain't got to be all disrespectful and, you know, threatening to do things that they are never going to do. Which is funny at times, because I'm like, man, these motherfuckers ain't going to do shit. All they going to do is go on the internet and get you one of your previous addresses. And then try to get some kind of Google, you know, oh, that's happened to me before. Get some kind of Google aerial shot. Here you go. I know where you are. Ooh. And I'll say, you come through, I'm going to bust your motherfucking head. Somebody got an old address. I was like, okay, fine. Whatever, nigga. Shoot. Man, folks are dumb. But there are smart people too. There are people who, you know, who love this shit. That's what makes the haters so upset. I used to be one of them guys. Every time I heard hater in a rap song, I'd be like, God damn, everybody just want to be so special. Look at these niggas. I got haters. Ooh, look at all the haters. This is for all the haters. Then everybody started doing it. Bobby Shmurda gets on a video and does something called the Shmoney Dance, and now everybody's doing it. Some kid some years ago named Silento, who is I think he's on trial. He's either on trial for murder or he started serving his sentence. I don't know, like in present day. But he had this song called "Whip and Nay Nay." I thought that was cornballish, but it was for kids. It was basically a dance for kids that adults did to connect with their kids. And now that kid has been accused of murder. Or he might have actually been, convicted. I don't know the latest news on Silento. Shoot, let me get back. But here's the thing, y'all. It's too many simps out here. It's too many simps. Unfortunately, that want to nullify any power. Any power. Any power. Whether they believe you don't have physical power, whether they believe you don't have political power, corporate power, whether they believe all that, they can believe all that. Financial power, they can believe all that. But if you have power in your words, niggas want that gone. People who, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's not like that's a race thing. But at the same time, what a lot of people don't understand is there is no kind of code to substantiate that any of you go by. But yeah, there is one code, the code of me. Whatever you believe, whatever you want to believe. And those guys are the ones that sit up there and complain about what other guys are saying, but will sit up there and use the same fucking thing, their voices. So what's the dizzle? Shizzle? Shoot. I welcome the challenge of simps, man. A lot of people want simp silence. Simps push to the side. Yeah, I want to push them to the side too, but the challenge sometimes keeps things interesting. Shit, they keep things interesting all the way around. See, potency, power in the voice. That's the power you can't get, and that's the power that everyone uses. And these simps always try to make it like, it's the worst goddamn thing in the world. And they contradicted themselves because they're also black men who use their voice. The fuck? Come on, guy. You're doing our job for us. Keeping the women so stoked up and pissed off to where they make things interesting too for black men. Because there's always some opposition of sorts. Always proving our points. Because people are so emotional and so into themselves that they aren't the most, astute people to what the kind of shit that they actually push is for a freedom of speech. Which, in reality, you got to look at the terms and conditions of every platform that you participate in to use your voice. So you do understand that although there is the existence of freedom of speech, there's just some certain things that you just cannot say. And what these simps don't understand is as long as you are within those guidelines, it's okay for everyone to say what they are going to say. You can agree, you can disagree, you can react. Nobody ever said that you couldn't react. Well, like I was saying earlier, you keep the energy of this space up. Besides the content creators themselves doing it, Hell, it's like an added caveat. It's like an amenity. A positive nuance. Shoot. Where would we be without the simps? Just like where would the women of the space be without the black manosphere? A brutal fact. Hell, we are not anti-black woman here. No, we're not. Those are our sisters. You know, and by skin folk. You know, the overall opinion I do admit that I will see it is from them is that they don't like us as people, and they'll say that about us as well. They'll say that. They'll refute their hatred for you and then turn around and spew hatred for you. It is emotional decision making. And that's what they want taken out of the equation. Which, you know, you can't. You can't. And that's what they hate. They just want you to see it as we right because we're women. And, you know, that's, if you're an adult, you know, it can't offer you that luxury. Adult males, I definitely do not offer that luxury too. Yes, like if you're calling yourself a feminut or a simp or a feminist, you know who's gonna call themselves a simp, because that is by and large an insult. And I will be insulted too if I was a simp. If I would be insulting myself living if I was a simp. That's me. You know, what's the point of being a simp? What's the point of trying to make people believe that black men shouldn't be using our voices in the process of using your voice? just very funny, man. I'm just saying what the optics are. I'm just saying how it looks. You know, people ain't got to be mad. People ain't got to act like hit dogs. The thing that gets you out of it is just simply you saying I'm not a simp. That I'm not one of these guys that put up an effort to try to shame someone into silence using words. So there is a constant stream of non-silence anyway. Your part and the part of the person you're trying to take down. But the likelihood of the person that's spending as much time on it as you are is like slim and none. Seriously, that shit's a waste. See, here's my suggestion, man. You know, go get some charisma. If you got to order that shit from Amazon, do what you got to do, man. All of you. You detractors that don't feel like nobody should be saying nothing to you. And if you feel like it's you, it's probably you. Am I talking to a multiple amount of people? Who knows? That depends on how you feel about it personally. But for the most part, the people who frequent the channel and the people who are the members, the people who are here participating in the chat broadcast after broadcast, they are not those people. Why would they be? They are here in a channel called Black Men Being Brutally Honest, facilitated by a grown-ass black man named Kevin. So, they're entitled to their opinions, and I welcome that. You know, for black men, don't be like black women and then just say stuff like, oh, I just wish they shut the fuck up. Oh my God, they need to expire. Those guys need to expire because they use words. Don't be like that. You know, you can be like that. You ain't got to listen to me say, don't be like that. But anyway, you know what? I've given too much focus to the haters. You know, you definitely don't want to exhibit traits of the haters. But I have a cool environment, you know, for the most part over here. Maybe that's may not be the opinion of a couple of panelists, but hey, it's for the most part, I would say yes. There has to be some switch ups. I can't come up here like a fucking robot. You know how that is. Unless that robot is Optimus Prime. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. So, my suggestion as a proponent of the black man's voice is for spaces like these to keep doing what we are doing, this Black Manosphere. Because, see, the thing is, here's the thing. For every one hater you have, there are at least 10 people that love you. And that's kind of lowballing. Maybe 12, 13, maybe, crazy thought, 15. Think about it. Every one, how many of these guys are there? Seriously. Yeah, quite a few, yeah. Can't deny that. Can't deny that. But hey, how do you ask yourself, if you're a content creator, how do you feel about your own YouTube channel at this point in time? And you have to be honest with yourself, because the bullshit convincing yourself is going to run out. You deep down understand what the truth is. The truth is, I am content, but there's always room for improvement when I refer to my channel. I can admit that. What can you admit to yourself about yours? Have the courage to do that. For the people who are, spectators, audience members, what kind of content do you watch? What are they talking about? What are the talking points? Are they positive talking points, or are they negative talking points? No matter what the context is, if it's a negative, hey, if it's a negative truth, this is the fucking truth. If it's a positive lie, it's not positive. What does that comment deal in? What is the subject matter? I mean, there's different takes on it. There are different things that happen, but as it relates to what is always the one key factor in all of them. Think about that. The one key factor in all of them. You're gonna have to start being brutally honest with yourself. This is not a game. There are plenty of games to play, but this one right here is not. You can try. You can definitely do that. There's your freedom to do so. But hey, this is the one thing I know about common sense. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. All right. In closing, I'll probably go ahead and say, any of you trying to shame any of us into silence, and you can decide for yourself if you are you or if you are us. For everyone listening, there's something that those kinds of people see in us that they can't possibly, measure up to. The first people that would tell this is a fact for some of these people is, the parents were the ones that first told you that. You'll never mount nothing, nigga. That's not my fault. It's not my fault. I never told you that. I have plenty of positive affirmation for black men. Plenty. I'm just not going to say it all the time. But you have to you have to start with you. I got to start with me. Shit. As one who has realized that is the most basic advice I can give you. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on anything. I've always brought me to this. So think about that. You know, I have to tell my kid that there are going to be mean kids, and you know, just don't make what they think about you important, because 9 times out of 10 it's a lie, and it's something they're going through at their homes. You know, I try to keep it a little, you know, it's kind of, you know, you got to wind your thinking down to be able to deal with a child. You know, some things are gonna, if you're not careful, some things are gonna go over their head. But you know, you have to give them like a childish example without using curse words. It's just that, you know, that's how you nurture and that's how you teach. But the same logic applies to adults. The same logic, not talking to them like a child or anything, but there's something going on with certain people, and you know, whether you want to believe that is a form of weakness or not, you can, but that doesn't make it, you know, less. I mean, that doesn't make it much better for them in their life experiences. We're the kind of culture that will poke at a motherfucker. Shit. we're the kind that'll be this this unit of people who commiserate with each other based on you know, hatred and misery. So having the power to do that, you have to understand that to give, you know, to have the ability to have people come together just to be your this little small island of detractors, that goes back to every point that I have made with this entire thing. There are people that used to, in one point in history, go out of their way to make sure you were silenced as a black man, including killing you. We are just that interesting, and there are people out there that don't believe that they can be as interesting as we are. That is just what it is. So what they do is they complain about how interesting that person is by continuing to be, or try to drum up a new kind of interest. I'm not going to deny the power in that, because obviously there is. Shoot, which goes back to my point. We are just that interesting enough for people to get together on us. Shoot, hate it or love it, that's what it is. We're always gonna deal with simps. They're so fucking interesting, to the point where it's amusing as shit. It's just that they have all, you know, there are so many incels that are simps, and people don't understand that. Just because you love a woman doesn't mean you're an incel. That doesn't mean you're not an incel. Think about that. Let me say that again clearly. Just because you're a simp and you love women doesn't mean you're not an incel. That's some bullshit the sisterhood is trying to sell you. Like you're some real man because you agree with them at the time. You're being used, motherfucker. We shape the culture. Not only as black men, but as black people. Shoot. It accept it or shut the fuck up. It is. I sure hate. I sure like being this way, but hey, keep doing what you're doing, Space. I'm a proponent of the black man's voice. You know, whether I disagree with you, blatantly disagree with you or not, this is what it is at the time. Everybody ain't gonna agree with me. I'm not gonna win everybody. And you know, it's funny to me for the people who feel like that they have to win everybody. It's very entertaining. So I'll just close out with this for now. Just, check out my content. We got Smoke Show Sundays going on. We got, I do a show on Saturday and Monday when I can. These are late night shows. So if you are willing to stay up and, watch it in real time and, participate in the live chat, which you are very open to, and I'm very interactive with that. That's cool as well. And don't let that intimidate you. I'm not like other content creators. I mean, I'm not going to curse you out unless you really give me a reason to. I mean, disagreements, that's not something I feel is like a cursable offense. I mean, unless you're fucking pushing it, then, that'll do that to anybody, But, if you're part of the replay gang, you are much appreciated. The people who are here week after week, who do all those things, and including the members as well. Become a member, $2.99. That's per month. And that's pretty much it for now. The black man's voice is very important and will continue to be important no matter what anyone says. If they can't accept it, just go find if they can't accept it, they can go find a shoulder to cry on. We'll be straight over here. I've seen it, and it's just not. It's not something that they can just ever get rid of. I mean, that depending on the mood of the government, I would say. I mean, because in other places you can't do this. I mean, nobody can. They don't just like you just because you black or you're a woman or you're a black man. But black men for the most part is accepted what we're up against. So we know that voice is important. Even if we're at 10% power, think about it. Nobody wants you to have that 10%. and that is the most amusing and entertaining fucking shit that I could ever come up with in my life. But think about it. That shit true, man. They don't want you to have any power. They think it's a bad idea because they're such bitches and assholes. And the checking of behavior is something that infuriates all of them, which is once again amusing. I mean, shit, the option is you don't have to listen. You don't have to do anything anyone else says. But hey, keep that funny shit going. Hey, and I'm out of here. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. Thank you to all for watching. And when you don't give up, you definitely win. Peace out.